What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Riot and Chill Podcast, episode number 1414. We're back on the takeover. We have Emperor here, and my wonderful co-host is...
She's here.
Your voice absolutely cut out, but everybody already knows you are. You're the only reason why people watch. But we had a nice month off from doing podcasts. Not really a lot for us to talk about in the off season. Just everyone's going to Korea. Everyone's playing their games in Korea, and that's pretty much it. But we are less than 12 hours from MSI 2022, and I am so excited. Before we got on, we actually talked about some of the games that we got coming up. And it's going to be very, very, very nice. Here we got 11 teams representing the champions of spring from a whole bunch of different regions. We have Korea, we got the VCS of Vietnam, we got Japan, we got Latin America, we got Brazil, NAEU, we got China, we got Turkey, we have Australia, the Oceanic. We've got everything but the kitchen sink.
We literally have a pot of spices boiling in this little MSI cauldron that we're stirring up this year.
It's like that, like
everywhere.
It's like you take like you have like a nice soup going, and you just grab any spice you could possibly find and throw it together, and then you try it, and it like oddly tastes good.
Oh yeah.
You're just like, if I messed one thing up, this would not be
True,
good.
But I think this whole collaboration of different spices is actually going to be pretty interesting.
Oh yeah.
It'll be a really unique flavor for MSI soup.
Exactly, and I mean, as everybody's predicting, Focus Me and Saigon Buffalo are going to be the finalists. It's going to go 5 games and be an absolute banger.
Sure.
I mean,
forget that we have the undefeated T1 up in there too. First game of the morning for us.
First game
here.
of the... Oh, boy, that's...
Those 4 a.m.
Yeah,
kill me.
that's going to be a good one. But quick run through with the groups that we have. For Group A, we have Japan's Detonation Focus Me, Vietnam Saigon Buffalo, Korea's T1, and Team A's from Latin America. I mean, I guess we could just kind of take it group by group, and
I'm pretty concerned because honestly, I don't watch any other league except the LCK and the LCS when they're actually doing things that are correct. But this is actually gonna keep me on my toes because I don't know how 2 of these teams play. Detonation Focus Me, I've seen them play a couple games, but it's not like I'm on top of them, so I'm still kind of pretty worried. So I like this Group A matchup. It's going to be really interesting to see the different types of playstyles from the different regions.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I was thinking too. Like, you think, you have they're all different, and as you said, all these spices coming in. And by the way, we're not sponsored by Vicky's Drink.
You can't even see it.
I'll put a censor bar on it if I have to. But it's like you were saying, like, all these different regions have their own play style, and you look at T1, they're very calculated, by the books, textbook League of Legends, as many people would call it. And then you have Saigon Buffalo coming from the Vietnam region, which is known to be a very chaotic, like Chinese-esque insanity. Detonation Focus Me, it's kind of a mix. And then for as far as Team A's, I'm not really sure. I'm gonna have to watch a couple games tonight before, but I think we can clearly say that the favorite in this group is T1. I mean, there's no I can't sit here and joke about it. Like,
okay, so we can say that T1 is going to be the favorite, but what about for number 2?
Number 2, I'm all right. Now this is going to sound extremely biased. This is going to sound extremely biased on my end, but I do think it is going to be DFM. Mostly because like Team A is the Latin. They're usually their wild card regions. They usually do not perform well in international competition. The last wild card who did anything was Albus Nox Luna, and that was 2016 Worlds.
It's a while back.
Yeah, like they made it to quarterfinals where they got 3-0'd by Europe, but like wildcard teams usually don't have the best success, so I think everybody's kind of counting out Team A's. T1 probably first. I'm gonna say DFM 2, but would not be surprised if Saigon makes it, because the VCS every year that they've played has leveled up in competition, and of course with COVID and everything, they've kind of suspended play for a while. So I guess that's the only takeaway, is like how much international experience DFM has gotten the last couple years. MSI Worlds, where Saigon has not. It was actually supposed to be Gigabyte Marines. However, I think there is a South Asian Games tournament, and they opted for that. So basically, Vietnam's second seed is represented as the first seed at MSI. Odd, but I don't think we've ever had a team who was a number 2 seed represent a region at MSI.
True. I kind of like how you said that, you know, what I think is going to be determined a lot here is how these other teams, how they play internationally, and how, if they've learned anything as well as playing internationally. Right. Because T1 is not a team to mess with. Like, I honestly think they can outplay many regions, but like,
sure.
I feel like they need to, in their practice run, need to play across all servers just to start feeling the difference of like play styles. Like,
right.
I kind of like how you said that. Like, it was just, that's what's gonna be the main determination in the Group A, is how well these teams can play versus other international teams.
So you're saying T1's gonna finish last in the group?
No, Team 1's gonna be finished first. We stop playing with this. That's why they have a 1 in their logo. And then 2, I think is gonna be. I have hope for the underdogs. Sometimes it makes me lose a couple of bets here and there, but you know, I'm gonna go with Saigon Buffalo for number 2.
Saigon?
With the whole swap for, it just honestly depends how they play internationally.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because a lot of these guys, they don't have international experience, so it's like. Like you look at a team like DFM, they have a lot of returning players from international experience, so it's a very like up in the air kind of thing. So yeah, like I guess like we're pretty much in agreement. Like, I'm not saying DFM is a definitive number 2. It's them or Saigon. I think Team A's is going to maybe win a game, maybe take a game off of DFM and a game off of Saigon. But other than that, I mean, they're probably going to get 2-0'd by.
Honestly, I think second place is going to be the most shocking one, if it is Saigon Buffalo.
I agree.
Honestly, it'll be the most shocking one from this group stage. That's the.
Okay, and it's also funny. T1, you're picking them to go first, and they're in Group A, which just happens to be the first group. The script is written. T1's winning. We got Group B coming in with the Istanbul Wildcats coming from Turkey. From the PCS region, PSG Talon. From Brazil, Red Candids, and what I'm assuming is going to be the heavy favorite, China's Royal Never Give Up. I swear to God, every time there's an international event, RNG is always a favorite, whether it be in a group or whether it be to win a tournament. And let's not forget, 2021 MSI winners was RNG. And I think as far as the group goes, if you're RNG, you're just like, I mean, whatever. Like, yeah, whatever. Like, Turkey and the southeastern region, Southeast Asia region, they're not pushovers by any means. Like, I do think Red Candids is going to be the pushover of the group. I could see Istanbul or PSG take a game off RNG. I think PSG is more likely, but I see RNG probably 5-1 in the group. Second seed in that group. I think PSG. I think the PCS region is probably a little bit better than Turkey. I think it'll be just like how my prediction was for Group A. I'm gonna say PSG, but would not be surprised if it's the Wildcats. But Red Candidates are probably gonna go like 1-5. That's just my pick.
Okay, that's pretty good. I feel like, you know, all the teams here respectively, they've busted their ass to get to MSI, of course. Sure. So I feel like each team is like, they're gonna have a trick up their sleeves or a pocket pick somewhere.
Oh, always.
So I'm pretty excited for that. But honestly, of course, favor is RNG. I think, I don't know, they always have something up their sleeves, and it's like, you see them and then you're like, oh, they're in there? Yeah, they're gonna take it all. Like, they're gonna do it. I'm like, okay, cool, fine, whatever. I don't know who they are. Next thing you know, boom, they're like proving me wrong. And I'm like, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and it's like, you know about RNG, but you're not a follower of the LPL that much.
Not much, but I've actually started the LPL. I started following the LPL.
LPL is so fun.
But you know what? It's honestly now it's like 3 different spices from the cabinet. Which one is going to be the second to my recipe? I honestly believe that it could be PSG, just because I've seen them a little bit more placed out. They've actually have a little bit more international flair. Like, they have more of that experience. So they can probably, you know, pull an LCK move on Red Canids or Wildcats. So, and that'll take them off, like, you know, off the left field. So I'm just kind of like, I think PSG is going to take the second and RNG is going to be the first.
Hey,
but you know what?
I
still would be shocked if it was the Wildcats or Canids second place. And I would not be mad at it either, because honestly, it'll just bring more flavor to this pot that we're brewing.
Yeah, it's not going to be like, okay, it's like you're like, whenever you bake, you have to follow the recipe exactly. And if you don't, you're going to mess it up. Well, this is League of Legends. We're not baking, you know, and it's 2022. This has already been an insanely odd year.
I'm sorry, but we're always burning shit in League of Legends, okay?
I mean,
everything's on fire.
That's fair. But we're going to get to when it's not going to be on fire. We're going to get to that after MSI, though. But like, with how this league has, or how this whole year, I would not be surprised to see things happen. I mean, in Team Liquid versus Evil Genius's semifinal, we literally saw a Baron steal because the time clicked over to a full minute and it healed the Baron.
Oh my God.
And the smite got stolen. Like, we've seen weird things like this happen now. I would not be surprised if to see another region step up, because when you think League of Legends, you think Korea, you think China, you think NA, EU. Everyone talks about the 4 major regions, you know, and then after that, it's like, you know, the Southeast Asia version, or like they were the Taiwan teams. And then it's like, okay, the Vietnam scene's coming up, and then you got Japan and Turkey, and then you have these Latin America wildcard teams sprinkled at the bottom. Like that's just how the cake, the hierarchy of League of Legends was. But I would love to see like the recipe mixed up a bit.
Yeah, no, it's really like, when they finally announced like all the teams that were entered to MSI, I was like, yo, there is a new tidal wave coming to this. Like, this is something that all of us have been waiting for. Like, I started playing League of Legends back in college. I think it was like now like 8 years ago. But
she's just kidding. You know, she was only doing it. She was playing in middle school. She's like 20 right now.
I wish. But yeah, like
I look 20.
When I first got into, there you go.
Hey.
When I first got into League of Legends, like it was, I think T1, well, SKT at that time was.
That name's so much better.
I know, right?
That name is so much better.
And I think it'll look so much better on my shirt, but I'm gonna get a shirt like that, watch. But it was just so interesting. It was just like different regions that I honestly didn't know. And then that's how I piqued my interest into League. And I feel like this is the wave that we need to bring more non-toxic joy to League of Legends again.
It's League of Legends. It's always gonna be toxic no matter what.
But let the, you know, that small block of non-toxicity when you first join, just let them hit for a bit, and then we can introduce them to the toxicity. But I feel like this is like the new wave to introduce, like, there's other regions and different play styles that you can adapt to, or you can just learn from watching these players.
Yeah.
So Group B is going to be pretty interesting as well.
Yeah, because it's going to be the one established team and then 3 teams that have to prove.
Yeah.
So who is going to be the one to prove? With RNG, you watch, RNG is just gonna bomb the group. They're just gonna be terrible, and it's just not even gonna be close.
And then it's gonna be Wildcats and Candid first and second.
Oh, it's gonna be like FPX at Worlds last year, where they're a heavy favorite, and they just collapse. Oh, I'd feel bad. No, I hope I didn't jinx them now. But Group C, interestingly enough, we have 3 teams in this group. Reason being 3 teams is because the Russian league was going to be one of the representatives, and of course with the conflict with Ukraine, they suspended their spring split, never finished it, and of course will not be sending a representative to MSI. So we have NA's Evil Geniuses, Europe's G2, and the Oceanic region Order. We get 3. Each team plays each other 3 times.
3 times.
So that means we get NA versus EU, the best teams, 3 times. And now there's going to be no tiebreaker here. It's not going to be like, oh, well, each team beat each other 1 time. Oh, no, it's the best of 3. We're going to find, and what I love is, well, as we're recording this, it's the day before MSI. The day of MSI, they play. And then the next day, they open up MSI. Again. So we get 2 days in a row of NA versus EU in Korea. So, you know what? I'm going to start you off with this one. What 2 teams are making it? What team is not going to make it?
What team is not going to make it? You know what?
Don't say it.
I know I should not say this, but Evil Geniuses is not going to make it.
Oh.
Evil Geniuses is not going to make it. I feel like there's going to be 2 games that they tank so bad, and they're not going to make it.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Due to something that just came up, Vicky has been terminated from the Riot and Chill podcast. I will be continuing the rest of this episode solo as I mute her. No, but all right, you know. Okay, so you're calling.
I'm calling Evil Geniuses. One, I'm calling them out to step up their game and stop freaking early. Like, they can't early bomb. There's only 3 teams in this Group C.
Yeah.
They're playing each other. They cannot tank early, and that's what they tend to do. They tend to tank the first couple of games, and they cannot do this time. They are literally have to play as if they're, this is what they're depending on, because they cannot lose. But the way that they start off their games, every first 2 games they lose, and it's something that I think is going to happen again. It's going to repeat.
Well, the thing with EG that actually worries me, now, granted, when they lost the first round was it the first round that they lost and had to go to the losers bracket? They won 11 straight games. They 3-1 FlyQuest, they 3-0'd TL, they 3-0'd Cloud9, they 3-0'd 100 Thieves. But that's NA teams. That's an accomplishment, absolutely. But this is not the best teams in the world.
Yeah.
And I've said this for the last 6 podcasts. I have been on the EG hype train since the beginning, since after the lock-in tournament. I still thought TL was going to win, but EG winning made me so happy. But
you know what? I'm actually, my first pick was Impact for the fantasy league.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
You know what? I'm not gonna deny.
And then you dropped him.
We don't talk about.
And then you left him on the side of the road. You abandoned him.
We don't talk about those dark days. Okay?
But as you were saying, like, they cannot afford to drop the ball. In this situation, you take a look at the other groups. You have, like, let's take a look at PSG, for instance. RNG is the favorite over them. They could probably beat Istanbul and Red Candidate. If they lost to RNG both games, but beat Istanbul and Red Candidates, they're 4-2. They're probably going to make it out of the group. They have a couple teams that they're probably better than that they can use to buff their record. In Group C, yes, you have less competition, which is great because that just means you have a 66% chance of making it through. But you also are playing the best teams an additional time.
Oh, you kind of froze, Dan.
So did you, and it was very weird, but the podcast didn't freeze. That was odd. I froze for you, but you froze for me. Somebody froze. Everybody froze.
Froze, okay.
That's what happens.
I
but
think
like,
we were talking shit, that's why.
Yeah, we get EG versus G2 3 times. G2 is probably going to be the favorite, but maybe EG takes a game. If EG takes a game, they're 1-2, and if they beat an Order, they're probably going to drop a game to Order. That's 3-3. That's not a guarantee to make it to the second round, but I do think it's going to be G2 and EG. I think the Oceanic region's not quite up to even the NA region, although people consider NA the wildcard region, and you really can't disagree with that, but...
Nope.
But my only issue with EG is, as we've been talking about, main players have an experience. Impact, he's been a world champion. He's been to Worlds, he's been to MSI. Vulcan, he's been to MSI. He's been to Worlds. Inspired, he's been to Worlds. Jojo Pyun and Danny have never been to an international tournament.
Wait, I thought Jojo Pyong wasn't... Wait.
Jojo... Yeah, I was gonna say, Jojo's mid for EG. Like he's 17 years old, and he's going to his first international tournament. You know, and Danny, I think Danny's like 18 or 19, but it's his
19.
First international tournament. So he's like, your carry positions are first timing a tournament. So it's going to be interesting if they adapt or they just keep making the same egotistical mistakes, but we'll have to. I don't know.
This bracket's pretty interesting, and as we said, it's kind of like they cannot lose these matches,
right.
And the way that the NA plays, we tend to lose the first couple matches before we end up we're like, oh yeah, it was just a warm up, guys. We got this. Hold my beer. Yeah, but no, we can't do it now.
Yeah, we basically go terrible in the beginning, and then we start to bring it back, and then we force a tiebreaker, and then we lose the tiebreaker, and
yeah, we literally set ourselves up to be the underdogs.
Every time.
That's literally it. Every time.
And as if these MSI matchups could not be any more intense, for the second year now, right after the group stage, we go to the fantastic Rumble stage, where we have the top two teams from all three groups thrown into a pool where they will play each other one time, and then the top four teams from that will advance to the knockout stage. So we're going to get the best two teams from each group, and then the best teams are going to be playing the other best teams. And then only 4 of them are going to make it. 2 are not going to make it. So I'm going to throw the biggest curveball at you. Well, no, not the biggest curveball, but the hardest question I can think of here. So for you had T1, Saigon Buffalo, RNG, PSG Talon, and then G2 and Order, right?
Yes.
What 2 teams out of the teams that you picked are not going to make it out of the Rumble stage? 4 can make it, 2 will not. Who will not make it?
Order, of course, is not gonna. But they're
the underdog.
They are the underdogs, but you're going against T1, Destination Focus V, RNG. Like, that's a whole category that you should be shaking in your boots already. Like, they should be proud that they passed the group stages.
Yeah,
okay?
I think a lot of regions would be proud. Just like, of course, they'd love to win it, but like just making it out of a group stage to give their region, a little bit of pride is, I think, important too.
To give them a little bit of, that early start reputation, saying, yeah, we did make it all the way, but we got past group stages. We got past the filter. Like, that's honestly what I think. And Order can, they're gonna get past the filter, and then they're just gonna get eliminated, chopped off. And then it's gonna have to be Saigon.
Saigon? Okay.
I would love for them to prove me wrong and be like, we're not getting filter, bitch. But from the other teams that I pick, I kind of think they have more of a higher chance of strategizing and coming to terms with how to play these other teams. And also, of course, some of them do have already that international experience, so they can actually adjust and become adaptable to the situation that's going on for the stage 2.
So you're gonna have T1, RNG, G2, and PSG as your final 4 teams. That actually just sounds like an absolute banger of a final 4. So I'm not gonna be. You know what? I'm gonna share the pain as well. I'm gonna drop off my picks. So I had T1, DFM, PSG, RNG, G2, Evil Geniuses. Okay, so this is where the hype train stops. I see EG probably finishing 5th in that group, and I see DFM finishing 6th.
Wow.
No, you know what? No.
Are you sure?
No, we're riding it. DFM is going to be 4th. DFM is going to be 4th. So that means
they're going to make it.
So that means I have to drop off
PSG.
I'm going to have to drop off
G2.
PSG, we're dropping it. So it's going to be T1, RNG, G2, and Detonation Focus Me. Hey, you said you wanted some spice.
I mean, we were already. I think this whole podcast is honestly talking about cooking.
It's about cooking, and it was just funny because I grilled today. So, all right, I'm not gonna be. Okay, obviously you have T1 in the finals. Out of the teams you picked, PSG, RNG, and G2, who is meeting T1 in the finals?
Ooh. I really.
Hey, we've had a month off. I have to do the hard-hitting questions here.
There's 2 teams I actually really would like T1 to go against. 2 teams, okay? But my first pick, for which I really want most to happen, is the RNG game.
Oh.
I want the RNG game to happen so much. That's my 2. And then that's my 1. Number 2 is that G2 game.
Okay. Fun fact for those who actually don't know, with her picking RNG, the first international tournament that T1 won, SK Telecom, beat Starhorn Royal Club, which then branded into Royal Never Give Up. So wouldn't it be funny to see that 9 years later, those 2 organizations, different names, still powerhouses, make it? But I agree with you as far as T1 in the finals. Okay, I'm off the DFM hype train here. I don't think it's going to be DFM in the finals, but I actually agree with you. I do say it's going to be RNG in the finals. Mm-hmm. RNG looks like an incredibly strong team. They're probably, if T1 was not in the tournament, if it was another LCK rep, I would probably pick RNG to be the favorite. RNG T1 would be an interesting finals, because they both play their style so well. And it's one of those, like, which style would do better against the other style. And as we've seen, throughout history, Korea being better than China, but then China being better than Korea, but then Korea being better than China again, just to have... Could this be Korea being back to being better? Because remember, World's Finals last year was EDG and Damwon, so we had a Korea-China Finals. But I wouldn't be surprised if G2 somehow snuck their way into the finals. I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised, but it'll be I think the final is gonna be a goddamn good pick. Whoever makes it through T1 is going to be so spicy, and I am waiting for this bowl of soup right now.
One more question before we wrap up MSI. How many games will T1 lose at MSI 2022? Overall, group stage, rumble stage, knockout stage, semis, and then the finals. How many games will they go undefeated like they did in the LCK spring?
Oh my god. That hurts. So
okay, I won't ask for a number. I'll just I'll make it simple. Oh, you already got one?
I have the answer.
Okay.
I have the answer.
How many games will they drop?
I think so. In this group stages, I think we're gonna bomb one game.
So somebody's gonna be the first to beat T1 in 2022.
Someone is going to be the first team to break our streak of glory. Do I want that to happen?
Of course you do.
Not. No, I don't. Shut up. Stay over there. Do I want that to happen? No. I'm a true T1 fan. Like, every time MSI comes around, I pick T1. Every time World comes and they have the pick'ems for esports and all, I pick T1. Even, I have all the icons. Actually, I'm missing a couple of icons, SKT, which I just bought the MSI one, just letting you know.
Don't worry, I already have the DFM one, so.
Gonna start flashing it everywhere and leave. But I think we will lose a group stage game. I don't know to who yet, but when that does happen, DFM. Really hoping we don't lose a game to them. But that is a high chance. Like, speaking honestly, just looking how it is, DFM does have a high chance of, breaking that streak. But if I had to pick a team to lose against just to bring more hype to this whole entire craziness of MSI soup, if Saigon Buffalo beats T1 one game, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. I'm just gonna be like, I can't be mad because this is what I asked for, because I'm stirring the pot. Yeah. But this is getting interesting. And also, it'll show that they actually have potential. And then it'll still prove to me that they can get the second spot.
Do you remember last year at Worlds, every time DFM had a game, I spammed you with Evie's thumbs up?
Yes.
Every time. I'm so excited I get to do this again. And if DFM does drop T1 in a game, you're going to be seeing that all day.
We'll record it and put it on my Instagram.
I will tag you in everything.
I'm just going to post the email, be like, this is what happened.
This is what happened. This is what happens whenever things that I love get beaten by things that Dan loves.
It'll be like, insider joke, go watch our podcast. You'll find out more.
It's how you get people to watch, though.
Exactly. You gotta. But yeah, I honestly think T1 will lose a group stage game, and I think they'll lose probably. So I'm gonna go for 3 games lost.
3 games. I think 3. MSI. Yeah, I think 3 games as well. And it wouldn't be funny if it was those 3 games in the finals against RNG. They just run a perfect MSI and then they just get 3-0'd. Wouldn't that be crazy?
I think that would be insane, but I don't want it to happen.
I mean,
so I want them to win.
I mean, that's fair, because I mean that is your favorite team. You rep them all the time, every year for eternity, and I'm sure you will, even when Lord Faker decides to retire.
We don't speak about those words yet, okay? We don't talk about that yet.
Oh, I mean, it'll happen one day, but okay. But I guess that's enough for MSI. Finals prediction. Do you have T1?
I have T1.
Surprisingly, I have T1 as well. I think it's gonna be a 3-2. But
now, is the journey gonna be spicy? Hell yeah, it is.
Oh, I really hope so. Like,
interesting.
I don't want to be sitting here like on our podcast that's in like a couple weeks after MSI and be like, well, everything happened as we predicted. T1, RNG, clear paths to the finals. They, as predicted. No, I want to be sitting here being like, welcome to the Riot and Chill Podcast. Today we're here to celebrate Detonation Focus Me with a 3-0 victory over Red Candids at MSI in the finals.
Red Candid.
If DFM wins MSI, I will buy a DFM jersey.
No.
Oh, yes, I will.
Oh my god.
I will buy a DFM jersey, and I will absolutely love it. But all right, so that's a wrap for MSI. Something is going to be happening here in a couple weeks, and I know we've lightly touched base on it. On May 25th, which is a couple weeks from now, we have patch 12.10. Now, granted, we're currently live 12.8, and we have a mini rework. Talia, Olaf, and 12.9, and no one cares about that. Pike mid nerfs for whatever reason, but
so
12.10, Riot has decided that we need a durability update. For those who don't know, in the durability update, we're going to be getting more, isn't it more armor, more health, more mana, less damage. So basically, too long didn't read. Your champion is going to deal less damage and take less damage. Team fights are going to last a lot longer. Same with skirmishes as well. And basically, you're not just going to come out of a brush and get one shot by somebody and have to sit there and question why you play League of Legends. But just a simple question with this one. Do you think that this was needed? As a non-biased AD carry main,
I think this was honestly needed. It's because as a non-biased ADC carry game player, I was getting the freaking bombarded kamikaze from left and right. Like, Pike was its own solo player, like, just destroying me. Then I had like everybody coming to me. Like, literally, it was a bot lane party where the bot lane died instantly.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, and I think AD carries are going to be very, very happy with this change. Now, I guess if you want to look at the greater terms of it, assassins it's gonna be a nerf for assassins, but it's gonna be a real big.
I'm 100% happy with it.
It's a real nice buff for AD carries too. But like, and I agree with you completely. It's like, with these new champions and stuff coming out, these new mechanics involved with the game, the damage is just getting insane. Oh yeah, also healing's getting cut too.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's nothing better, there's nothing worse than 1v5ing an Aatrox, having him wipe out 3/4 of your team, and then, you know, press that one button for Gore Drinker, and now he's back to full health.
Dude, it was the most annoying thing ever.
I'm just shocked that Riot took so long for them to come up with, like, to do this. It's like, we've literally for the last like year and a half have been playing in this ridiculous one-shot meta.
It has been, and I think it's like, it all started when Zeri came out. Like, she was literally the most annoying cancer cell. She belongs in that cancer cell.
I love Zeri.
That freaking LOL has this, like, just started bubbling. Like Teemo's in there, Yasuo's in there, Master Yi's in there. Now Zeri's in there too. Now it's a whole big fucking tumor. And like I am so happy. Like I am tired of it. Like I had to stop playing League for a bit because let me not say that. I had to stop playing my role for a bit. I actually started playing top lane and mid lane.
Leveling that secret account.
And I actually found more enjoyment playing top lane. And I was just like, wow, it's so wonderful up here. Well,
isn't it wonderful just being on your own little island that nobody cares about, that, you know, you could be like, I can tell you, like, since this whole one-shot damage meta, I cannot count the number of games that I've been top lane, and I'm like, my team's winning like 44-10, and I have like 3 kill participation.
Right?
Like my team's just smashing, and like they're taking inhibitor turrets, and here's me with the enemy top laner still there, you know, fighting to try to get the tier 1s down.
Yeah, no, so like also like with the whole one-shot meta, like it was just constant kill. And I was just like,
for a lot of assassins
you didn't find
like
enjoyment
that
anymore. Like you didn't find enjoyment.
Yep.
Everybody was just like, oh, I'm gonna team fight. Oh, I'm still gonna chase. I'm gonna get this kill because I can kill this. I'm like, dude, what about the strategy of the game? Like working as a team to go to one purpose, not 1v10 everybody, like the towers too and everything.
Yeah, it's like it's a lot of people say, oh, just get better. How do you get better at being a misfortune, trying to walk away, and a Zed appears, ults you, becomes right on top of you, full combos you, goes back to a shadow, and you're just one shot. It doesn't matter. You could be 12-0, and the Zed's 1-12. He's gonna one shot you because he's an assassin. The assassin items are very strong. Duskblade is huge. Lethality is huge. When AD carries are ditching AD carry builds to play assassin builds. Lethality Sivir, lethality Zaya, you know, lethality Misfortune. It's like, that's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be.
And adding on to that build, like sometimes as an ADC player, you have to build these. I had to build Zonia once because I was just constantly getting one shot, and I was just like, you know what, I'm getting tired of this. So I build Zonias, and Zonias actually helped out, but it's not a part of the build. It's so off meta that when I built it the first time to play when I was ADC, I got flamed because they're like, why are you building Zonia? You should be building more damage. I'm like, dude, I'm getting one shot by Talon in the jungle.
Yeah, and like as an AD carry, like it's your job to be the physical damage carry. It's what the C is in AD carry. But with how things are, you have to build survivability. In which this case, Azonia's, you know, it's like the AP Kaisa build right now. It's a big build as Azonia's is a big part of the build. And, you know, you just kind of need that little bit of tankiness as to hope that, you know, when you get dove by an assassin, you're going to survive with like 2 health. That's like the dream to do and does not get one shot. But do you think that with this durability update that we could possibly be finding ourselves in the beginning of another tank meta?
So as starting to play as a new beginner to the top lane tank player and bruiser category, it was kind of boring. It was like, as you said, you're on your own line, your own island, playing a top laner, tanking. You're just literally split pushing one lane because everybody else is like gonna go one shot everybody. I feel like this is a great turn just because top lane tanks were not getting any recognition. They weren't needed anymore. They were just there split pushing. And I feel like this tankiness will also bring back favorable champs for support, which is like Braum, who's another tank support, Nautilus, Alistair, like these tanky champs. We haven't seen them in the rotation for a while, and I feel like it's great to bring them back because honestly, it was constantly like a freaking Zyra support, Veigar support. What's another one? I even saw a Morgana support. Like it was a lot of AP. It was a lot of just burst damage, burst damage, burst damage. And then also your support did just always constantly build AP. They didn't build support items anymore.
Yep. Yeah, you look at somebody like Morgana, somebody like Lux, Zyra, you're building full damage. And then not to mention, you know, Vel'Koz, Brand, Xerath having their time in there. And then there's also been like so many off picks too. Like we've seen Nasus support. AP Nasus with Emax. It's like people are built. The supports are in a lot of cases doing more damage than the AD carry, because if you're an enemy mid laner, are you going to focus the support or are you going to focus the AD carry? You're going to focus the AD carry. Yeah. It's what's been done for years. You focus the backline. That's just how you do it, and everybody still does it that way. So. The AD carry is going to die first, and then of course you're going to look at the damage charts after the game and go, wow, my support did
more damage,
double my damage. Yeah, like
was I even the carry? Was this
or
was I was support? Like I've had so many times where I was flamed for that. Like I was just like, are you serious, bro? What do you want me to do when you're building like Landry's Ludens and all this stuff to
Landry's demonic do the demonic Landry's combo so they get the double burn.
It was stupid. Like you're literally just taking the kills. You might as well just take my role. Wow, just sit here in the bush and be a duck. Like
and then you also have like a couple of off meta supports I've seen a lot of lately is Nico and Ari.
Oh my god.
So they're using damage to make up for the lack of survivability that an AD carry has, which is not how the game should roll. The support should be supporting the team, should be supporting the lane, not carrying the lane, and the AD carry is just there to, you know, oh, I'm a Jinx, I'm gonna throw a Jinx trap while my support one-shots you. Like it's, but I think it's going to be a very, very good change. I think we could be on the cusp of a tank meta, because tanks will be more accepted due to the fact that they're not going to be like, you're going to be an Ornn and you're going to get one shot by a Vayne top who's just going to whittle you down no matter how tanky you get. And I don't know, I think it's going to be a good change. However, Riot, please, for the love of God and everything holy, reverse the teleport changes. My God, let me just teleport freely
wherever I want.
Literally the worst change in the game.
I think so.
There was no issue with it, and then But
that's right for you. Like they're like the people like for logical people. Is it broken? Does it still work? No? Okay, don't touch it. Is it broken? Does it need to be fixed? Yes? Okay, we'll fix it. No, they're just like, is it broken? Is it not doing its job? No. Oh no, we need to fix it.
Yeah, like being able to teleport to another side of the map with the summoner spell is strong, but it's like, it's not like I'm gonna go there and ignite you or one shot you or anything like that early on in the game. It's like, what I loved, this is what I loved the most, is when you'd have a 2v2 skirmish in bot lane and then it's getting really, really heated, and all you see is those teleports on a minion from both top laners, and then you get a 3v3 clash in the bot lane, then the support or the jungles come in, and you just have a 4v4 like level 2 just big old dog fight. I loved that. It's so fun to watch. And it's not like, now it's like you can still do it, but you have to teleport to a tower, and by the time you get to the fight, it's over, and then you just sit there and go, well, shit, I just wasted my summoner, so I'm screwed.
200 seconds to wait for this thing to come up again.
Yeah, and then you gotta recall, and then slowly walk back up top lane, and it's like, it's not worth it to help your team.
And it's honestly not even worth it to take TP anymore now. Like, honestly, I take Ignite top with Mordekaiser now. They're like, why'd you take TP? I'm like, because it takes forever to get it back if I use it. Like, why would I even take it with me?
I think that TP is no more as OP as Ignite. They take burn damage. It reduces their healing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's strong, but like, I don't see teleport being as strong as that. I mean, like, every summoner spell is OP in its own way.
Mm-hmm.
I think nerfing the teleport was bogus, but yeah. All right, we got a lot off topic there because this has been I know a discussion a few times. I just as a guy who loves top lane, but
I think that's been brewing for a while for both of us. Just like these changes, you played support and I played ADC, and just understanding that we played in the same lane, and now seeing this whole meta of the one shot change the whole play, like kind of just frustrates us. Like,
and now you see why I've been complaining about top lane.
And I see that why too.
Yeah, and now exactly. Like, I know I didn't understand your struggles with AD carry until I started playing AD carry again, and you didn't really understand the top lane struggles until you started playing top lane. So, it's.
I will never learn the jungle struggles because I'm never gonna play jungle.
Nope. That's why I like playing with Trent, because he just goes. Yeah.
He plays jungle for us.
Yeah, Trent's not here. We're almost an hour into the episode, and you've probably already realized that. It's his birthday today. So he's 5 years old mentally. And 5.5. Tyler Krutonic, who's his brother, obviously is celebrating the birthday with his brother, so he's not here as well. So the two people on the podcast who were not invited to the party are the ones that are here right now. But I think we had a pretty good little party celebration ourselves here tonight. Is there anything you want to touch on before we wrap up shop?
To whoever's follow me on Instagram, I'm sorry I haven't posted anything, but I've been extremely busy. But I have some out and some new fitness content for gamers too.
That's right. Go ahead and make sure you follow Vicky on OnlyFans as well.
Damn it, he used my government name.
It's Vicky with an IE. Everyone knows you as Vicky.
Yes, everyone knows me as Vicky because Trent just yells it every
day. Hey, Vicky. It's funny because we were gonna go by our tags, but it's just like it just slips.
Yeah. It
just slips every once in a while, but yes, follow Chulix on OnlyFans. There, was that better that I didn't use your name?
That was actually better. That was a lot better.
And as always, our socials will always be in the description. No, there will not be an OnlyFans link for my wonderful co-host here. That was a joke. Also, we will have the creator of our thumbnail, Mr. Sensei Nate, his website and Instagrams. Please don't make any more. I don't want to keep adding 55 Instagrams for you, Nate, so don't do it. Well, also, on his website, he has a Patreon page if you would like to support him. If you like his content, you can feel free to do so. So, I mean, this is less than an hour. What a shock.
We're right on time.
Tyler Krutonic, take some notes. This has been the Riot and Chill Podcast. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you guys next week with hopefully some good stories about good games. So,
and maybe 2 other people too.
Don't count on it, but we'll see you guys very soon. Have a great one.
Bye.